The hallway was a chaos of noise, guards shouting, footsteps echoing on concrete, the low murmur of prisoners. But all I could hear was the frantic thump 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 of my own heart as I walked toward the visitation room. I didn't know if I was ready to see her. Honestly, I didn't know if I'd ever be. But Bella was in there, waiting for me. I had to pause outside the door, just for a second, to try and catch my breath. It had only been 2 days since it happened. 2 days since she cornered me in the laundry room, pushed me against that cold, damp wall, and whispered my name like it was some kind of forbidden prayer. She kissed me with the furious passion of a woman who had absolutely nothing left to lose. And that kiss, it was still with me. It followed me into my dreams. It burned a hole in my chest, and it terrified me more than anything I'd ever known. An officer unlocked the door with a sharp click. In 10 minutes. That's all you get. I stepped inside, and there she was. Bella sat at the other end of the long table, her wrists bound in steel shackles. But she looked calm, too calm. It was a dangerous kind of quiet, a confidence that sent a shiver down my spine. Her dark hair was tied back, and when her eyes met mine, they were so sharp, yet so unbelievably soft. You came, she murmured, her voice a low hum. I swallowed hard, my throat suddenly dry. I had to. A faint smirk played on her lips. No one has to see a prisoner, Claire. You wanted to. Heat flared in my cheeks. I had to shut this down. Stop. I'm here because we need to talk about what happened. Bella leaned forward, the chains on her wrists clinking softly against the metal table. What happened? She asked, her eyes glinting. You mean the part where you kissed me back? My breath caught in my throat. She was right. I did. I kissed her back with a desperate hunger, like I'd been starving my whole life for someone to just break through all my walls. But I couldn't say that. Not here. Not with the guards just outside the door listening. That kiss, I forced the words out, was a mistake. Bella just watched me, studying my face with an unnerving intensity. It felt like she was peeling back layers of myself I didn't even know were there. A mistake? She repeated, her voice barely a whisper. Then why are your hands shaking? I quickly clenched them into fists under the table, hiding the tremor. Because this, whatever this is, it can cost both of us everything. Bella let out a short, sad laugh. I already lost everything, Claire. All I have left in this world is time. And you. Her gaze flickered, and for a split second, I saw a raw vulnerability she so rarely showed. Don't take that away from me. Something inside my chest twisted painfully. I had to look away, but her presence was a physical force, like gravity, pulling me in despite every single alarm bell screaming in my head. You don't know me, I whispered, staring at the scarred tabletop. I know enough. Bella's voice dropped lower, a husky tone that made me shiver. I know the way you look at me when you think I'm not watching. I know you're lonely, even out there in your perfect little life. And I know, she paused, letting the words hang in the air, that you feel this too. My lips parted, my breath trembling, but I couldn't form a denial. Any word I could think of would sound like a lie. She continued, her voice softer now, almost pleading. Just talk to me, not as a guard, not as someone who's supposed to judge me. Talk to me as Claire. I finally found the courage to meet her gaze again. And in that moment, it was like the prison. The rules, the chains, they all just melted away. There was nothing left but two women, broken in our own different ways, but drawn to each other with a force we couldn't control. I'm scared, I admitted, the words quiet and raw. Bella's expression softened in a way I'd never seen before. So am I, she confessed. The admission hung between us, so fragile and real. Just then, a loud buzz echoed from the ceiling, signaling our time was almost up. Bella's jaw tightened. They're going to take me back soon. I know, and you'll pretend nothing happened tomorrow. It wasn't an accusation. It was just a statement of fact. I hesitated, the truth catching in my throat. I don't want to pretend. I saw her eyes widen just a little, a flash of surprise, of hope, of something almost broken. My fingers started to inch forward across the table, slowly, carefully. Bella's shackled hands mirrored my movement until our fingertips brushed. It was a tiny connection, but it felt like a jolt of electricity. No kiss, no words, just a touch so small. It could have been an accident, but we both knew it wasn't. The door swung open with a loud bang. Time's up. I snatched my hand back like I'd been burned, a wave of guilt washing over me. But Bella held my gaze, her eyes fierce and intense, drilling right into my soul. Come back tomorrow, she murmured, her voice urgent. I hesitated for a single agonizing heartbeat. Then I nodded, just once, a barely perceptible movement, but it was enough. Bella smiled, and for the very first time since I'd met her, it wasn't a dangerous smile. It was a hopeful one.